And we're back to you here from the Tap Into Sports broadcast booth. Quick third quarter, Coach. Only 3 possessions.
Both teams had some success running the football. Saw lots of 3, 4, 5-yard gains. Picked up a couple of first downs each. But both defenses playing well, limiting big plays. I think we'll see more of the same here in the fourth quarter.
9-7 the score here in Somerset. 12 minutes to go, fourth quarter. The ball handed off. Kept again by Valibera on the Wildcat. You have to wonder if number 10, Shapiro, hasn't had something happen to him, that he hasn't been in, and they've been having to go to Valibera now to run the Wildcat.
So I also wonder if they just want to add an additional running threat into that backfield right now, G. The Warriors doing a great job of pursuing to the football. Valibera is adding an element that they haven't seen, pulling the football from
Allegro.
And keeping it.
Okay. 2 back set.
Big fourth down here.
Valibera into the line again, pushing his way through for a first down.
Valibera seems to have a nose for finding that hole up inside. He's doing a great job of finding it, driving his legs towards the first down. That's the second time we've seen him do that on this drive.
You know, if you average 4 yards a carry, you're going to get first downs eventually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Westfield not doing anything differently blocking-wise, but doing a great job of following where the yardage is.
Westfield is just outside the Atlantic Healthcare System red zone. Ball handed to Allegra, who is through the hole and will be in for a Westfield Blue Devil touchdown.
And, G, that's why you have your quarterback pull the football, force the defender to commit to that quarterback. He can't pursue the ball carrier. One person misses a tackle, and you've got Allegro making them pay. Great job by the Blue Devils on that run.
And number 24, Aiden Boland, will be in to try the extra point.
Key extra point right here. Puts it back to a 2-possession game.
Snap is down. The kick, it is wobbly, but will make its way through the uprights. For 16-7 Westfield game, we go to commercial. And we are back here at Franklin, Somerset. Tap into booth. It is 10:51 remaining in the fourth quarter. 16-7 Westfield Blue Devils over your Franklin Warriors. A lot of time left in this fourth quarter, but Franklin has to have a sense of urgency at this point.
Absolutely, G. You want to see them answer with at least a couple of first downs here and hopefully picking up some points on this drive.
Kick is handled by Rhineberry as he makes his move to the outside, has a blocker in front of him, gets himself to the sideline, stops, cuts, puts his foot down, still manages to make his way up to the 35-yard line. Nice return by Rhineberry.
Excellent job following his blocks there, getting to his sideline and finishing that run. Rhineberry chooses not to go out of bounds, but finish the play, gain a couple extra yards on the return.
Now, you had a lot of success bringing Tony Scott under center to end the first half. You opened up in the third quarter with him in the gun and established a more ground control game. Now that you're down a score, where do you see Coach Piskowski going?
Well, you have to move with a little bit more urgency than they have been throughout this game, but I wouldn't expect them to change the game plan too much with 10.5 minutes to play.
Scott in the gun, has a man on the crossing route. It is Rhineberry. Chops, changes direction, and is brought down from behind by number 8, the quarterback, Jake Valibera, doing it all right now for the Blue Devils.
You'd love to see Rhineberry there stick his foot in the ground, make one cut, and get upfield rather than try to cut it back and reverse it twice. Good catch, good throw, but you want to see him get that first down yardage.
We'd like to welcome everyone to a great game here at Franklin Field, all our viewers who are joining us live on our live stream. It is really close here, 16-7. Ball handed off, brought down to number 5, Rome Cruz.
Cruz doing a good job making something out of nothing there, G. The blocking wasn't there. Westfield was in the backfield almost as soon as he touched the ball. Good job getting back to the original line of scrimmage, but unfortunately brings up a third down for Franklin here.
3rd and 3. Ball on the 43-yard line. 9 on the 43-yard line. 9:25 remaining. Still a lot of time in the fourth quarter to start thinking about, a two-possession game at this point.
Absolutely. Franklin should not deviate from their game plan, execute their plays, and they should be fine.
Scott takes a snap, looks, shovel pass underneath to Rome Cruz, who's met immediately by number 50, Drew Ortiz, the linebacker from Westfield.
And there's a play where you want your senior quarterback to recognize that there's a defender in Cruz's back pocket as he's pitching that ball. Maybe keep it and elect to do something else with that football, but not put the ball in jeopardy the way he did just there.
Okay, 42 in to punt for the Warriors. L.U. Conte had a good night kicking the football. Wobbly snap. Again, the ball is away. Side kick. Landing at the 40 into the receiver's hands, who has it on the run. Number 80, who takes it all the way down the right sideline to the Warrior 40. That's brought down by number 12, O'Brien Dennison. It looked like Emmett Smith with the catch on the run.
Dangerous choice to pick that ball up on the bounce, but Smith did it at a full sprint. Good job on that return, and great tackle by O'Brien Dennison, saving what could have been a touchdown for the Westfield Blue Devils.
Momentum shifting over to the Westfield sideline at this point. Franklin defense needs to dig in. A turnover here would be huge for the Warriors. Who's in at quarterback right now for the Blue Devils? It looks like it's Shapiro back in the gun. And the ball handed off to Allegro, who's through the hole, and he's got a big gain down to the 26-yard line, taken down by number 2, Claiborne Fields.
When you have a running back like Tim Allegro, fourth quarter is his time, and you can see it. He's running through arms. He's running through tired Warrior defenders right now. Warriors really need a gut check right now, need to make a stop. They're going to stay in this football game.
How hard is it to go back to a conventional, from the defensive side, to go back to a conventional quarterback? The ball, Shapiro handed into the belly of Allegro. Allegro bouncing through his tackles to the 25-yard line. Small gain. Brought down by number 44, Jamil Holmes. Second, and should be bringing up 2nd and 6. I was asking Coach, how hard is it you go from the Wildcat, which was, slashing you for the ultimate, the ultra score of the last series, and now you're back to a conventional shotgun quarterback?
Well, I think the Franklin defense needs to do a good job of communicating which quarterback is on the field. Shapiro hasn't shown you that he'll keep the football on that option give. He's given it to Allegro every time. No reason to think he'll start now. It's been all Valabera on those keeps. So you've got to recognize personnel, communicate it to your teammates.
Holmes hands the ball to Allegro, who's got a big hole up the middle, and again he splits the Warrior defense for the score.
Same play they've been running all night. That time, big hole opens up right in that A gap between the two tackles. Nothing that Franklin Warriors can do on that after Tim Allegro gets that head of steam like that. Good run, better blocking.
You have to look at the score and 22-7 and simply say that the stronger team has started to dominate itself, but you really got to look at Franklin and say what an effort they put to keep this game where it is. There's no sign of quit in the Warriors. They are really improving. This team is a young team that's learning how to win. As we go now to, it is 7-17 to commercial. And we are live here at the Warrior Field. The kickoff from Westfield at 7:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Westfield 23, Franklin 7. Deep to receive the kick is Tyke Reinberry.
Need an answer now here if you're Franklin. It's still just a 2-possession game,
Ball
but you really need to see them answer here.
Ball on the ground, picked up, bouncing by Bodger, who is taken down immediately by the Westfield defense. Looks like, again, that's Villalobra, who is everywhere. Number 6 also on the tackle, Matt McIntyre.
Expect to see the Warriors speed it up on offense, see a lot more passing. I wouldn't be surprised to see them start with a screen, get Tony Scott's confidence back with an easy completion on this first pass. Absolutely critical right here that the Warriors answer, though. 2-possession game. Need to get back on this scoreboard and into this game with just 7:08 to play.
Tony Scott deep in the shotgun, deep in his own territory, takes a snap, looking downfield, puts the ball down, begins to scramble, has a break on the outside. He's through the line. He's going. Hexley has a slides for the first down. He's short of the first down, but slides, picking up big yardage on first down. It's like a gain of 8 on the play.
Love to see Scott hold the ball in that pocket. One more second. It looked like he had a couple of receivers coming open. I know he picked up 9 yards, but at this point in the game, you need more than 9 if you're the Franklin Warriors. O-line doing a great job of pass blocking. Sit in that pocket, make your read, make your throw.
Looks like Tony's trying to get this score back all in one play rather than sort of a protracted drive.
And he's certainly capable of scoring on any play, but he can't score 16 points all at once.
2nd and 1, 6:17 to go. Scott receives the snap. Again, pulls it down. He is through. He's gone the right sideline and steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Ball be spotted at the 31.
That was a much better decision by Tony Scott. Pocket collapsing, steps up, sees a lane, gets the first down. That's when you want to see him take off and run, not when his offensive line is blocking everybody for him. Great decision, great run, big first down for the Warriors with 6:07.
Is this a case of taking what the defense is giving you?
Exactly.
1st and 10 now for the Warriors. That first down is always brought to you by the Sisters Network of Central Jersey. Always with you as you move down the field in life. Tony Scott in the gun. Takes the snap, looking downfield. Pressure coming, throws the ball, has a man on the sideline. Out of reach, just for Fields. Claiborne Fields extending the body full.
Clay Fields was open on that play. Tony Scott's got to get his feet set underneath him before he makes that throw. When his feet aren't set, you see that ball sail. Fields had about 5 yards between him and the nearest defender. Tony's got to settle down in the pocket, step, and make that throw. That's a throw he's made 1,000 times in practice and is perfectly capable of making right now.
5:59 on the clock, 2nd and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line of the Warriors. Scott staying on the shotgun. Ball snapped, he drops back, he's got under pressure, eluding tackles. Looking downfield, he plants, he throws, he's got a man coming open. thrown for Tyke Rhineberry, who is incomplete at the 50-yard line.
Again, you want to see Tony Scott set his feet before he makes that throw. That time, feet aren't set. He skips it into Rhineberry, who was open. And to be honest, Tony Scott had a lot more time to make that throw.
Now you're
no rush. Again, like you said, he's trying to score 16 points on one play. The Warriors need first downs
now
right
it's
now.
3rd and 10. You are down 2 scores. You're 5:49 on the clock. Do you start thinking, despite the fact you're deep in your own territory, that you've got to look at this as 2-down territory and take something short rather than trying to, well, we have a whistle on the field, official timeout for a shoulder pad adjustment for Tyke Rhineberry.
Have to imagine that the Warriors are going to go for this on 4th down. Regardless of the result of this play, offense is staying out there.
Scott in the gun. Tony looking pressured. Had a hand on him, rolls, runs out. This is Tony Scott, his playmaking ability, throws. Incomplete. There could have been some contact called on that play. There's a flag down. That's probably going to be holding on the Warriors where the flag is thrown.
Much better throw by Scott that time. Just a better play by the defender. Wait to see what this flag is.
It's holding on Westfield. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. May not give them the first down. It depends on the spot.
2 incompletions, and now a 10-yard penalty should give the Warriors enough for a first down.
Nope, looks like it's going to be 3rd and inches. No, they are moving the chains. So that's again, Franklin did this to Westfield in the first half, and it certainly came back to bite them. Is this now Westfield returning the favor with the fact that the Warriors might capitalize 5:38 with a chance at a second life when they were looking at a surefire punt situation at the worst and possibly a turnover on downs.
Critical penalty by the Blue Devils there.
New life for the Warriors. Tony Scott receives this pass. Drop back, rolls out to his right, waiting for his men to come open, throws the ball downfield. He's got a man, overthrows Tyke Rhineberry.
Looked like 2 Warriors were in the same place on that pass pattern. Miscommunication between one of them. One of them was in the wrong spot, but Tony Scott extends the play and almost delivers it into the hands of his receiver.
It looks like he missed Badru, who was coming open on the go route. Number 10 comes off the field for the Warriors, Anthony Bagwell. In comes number 2, Clay Fields. We are 5:29 remaining, 2nd and 10, ball on the 41-yard line.
Love to see Tony Scott get rid of the ball quickly. He's been holding it for quite a bit. Get it out into your receiver's hands.
Scott rolls to his right.
Rhineberry wide open here on the right side.
Throws deep downfield. Crossing over, he had a man coming open deep downfield. It was number 9, Tayu Badru, had the ball at his fingertips. Good defense by Westfield, knocking that ball away.
What an effort by Badru on that play. Just came up just short. Excellent throw, excellent attempt at that catch. Again, though, you want to see Tony Scott get rid of that ball quickly. He had Rhineberry in the flat on the right sideline immediately on that play. Get the ball out of your hands.
Coach, and we know that Tony Scott can get 40 yards at a chunk, but does he have to try it on every play?
He doesn't, but he is looking for his deep receivers right now, and he needs to take what the defense gives him. First downs now are the priority.
Shadeen Arnold checks in. 3rd and 10, 5:17 remaining. Ball on the 41-yard line. Cannot hope for another Westfield penalty to move the ball. Receiver comes in motion. Scott checks
him wide open.
He's deep in pressure, gets the ball away. It's completed. Breaks a tackle. Forced out of bounds. Turned nothing into a little gain that actually broke down to Clay Fields for an 8-yard pickup. Looks like should be 4th and 2.
Again, Tony Scott's eyes are so far down the field. He had a receiver wide open in the right flat. Got to get that ball out of your hands quickly.
Looks like from our angle, he gained more yards than the officials gave him, so that matters more what they chose. And it's 4th and 5. That makes a big difference, 4th and 2 to 4th and 5.
Sure does. Definitely going to see a pass on this play.
What have the Warriors come out in? A little flare pass. It bobbled by Clay Fields. Incomplete.
Warriors try to run a jailbreak screen right there to Clay Fields. Unsuccessful. Again, the defender was in Scott's face immediately. Had to jump to get the ball to Fields. Couldn't throw it accurately. Didn't give Fields a chance to make a play. It's a tough break for the Warriors
that
right
was
there.
Number 50, Drew Ortiz, once again, and Johnny on the spot for the Westfield Blue Devils. You know, Coach, you have to wonder that little flare screen pass that they try to get, the little floater to the line, could that have been run earlier instead of always going downfield, downfield, downfield?
Absolutely, but you have to think the coaches saw something to run that play. It just wasn't executed perfectly, and Ortiz was a big reason why.
And here's the ball now again to Allegro, slashing through the Warrior front to gain 8 yards on first down. Clock running, 4:43 to play. Second down, 23-7. Westfield.
Interior of the Warriors defensive line looks gassed right now. They're getting blown off the ball where they were holding firm and letting their linebackers make plays earlier in the game. They need to hold strong if they're going to stop the Blue Devils here.
You know, the schedule doesn't get much easier for Franklin with Hunter and Central, Union, and Bridgewater coming up, but you have to be proud of this effort. Can you learn from this if you're the Warriors?
Absolutely, G. You know, the Warriors are going to take something away from this game, and this is one of the toughest conferences to play in New Jersey. So you're right. The schedule doesn't get any easier, but you learned that you could play with probably the best team in this conference right now. So a lot to take away from it, regardless of how this finishes up.
Allegro with the carry gains the first down. 3:55 on the clock when still running. 1st and 10 from the 43 of the Warriors. Westfield not in any hurry to get the play off. They are using the clock. Clock is their friend at this time. Heavy dose of Allegro coming up here. Oh, the ball is loose. It's a scramble in the center. We'll see who comes up with it.
Looks
like Franklin recovered. It is a Franklin football recovered by number 24, Juron Pitt.
Big break for the Warriors right there. Got to move quickly. 3:23 on the clock. They need first downs, and they need them quickly. Tony Scott needs to get the ball out of his hands quick into his playmaker's hands.
That was just a bit of careless ball handling by Allegro, who wasn't even contacted, just didn't secure the handoff.
Sure, and that's what makes high school football so fun to watch, so interesting. That's why we watch until the end of the game, because anything can happen on Friday night.
Quick change coming out for the Warriors. You know, the mentality of feeling that they were going to run the clock out. Now you've got a chance to go and try to get this score. 3:23. Scott back in the gun, receives the snap, rolls to his right, puts his foot down, reverses field, escapes a tackle, moves up the hill, keeps trying to break. Now he's through the line, blocks from his right. He turns the corner, steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A lot of improvisation.
And that's what Tony Scott brings to the table every single play. He can break tackles. He can see things that other guys can't see. He is a playmaker. Excellent job by Scott there on the broken play.
Really smart play getting out of bounds, too, saving the timeouts, saving some clock for the Warriors. And come to the huddle, 3:12 on the clock, 1:10, 1:10, 1st and 10 for the Warriors, 45-yard line. Desperately needing a score here. Tyke, Rhineberry split out wide.
Look for the Warriors to take advantage of that matchup.
Trips to the lower side. Tyke on the slant, ball thrown low at his feet. Cannot make the completion.
Again, another example. You want to see Tony Scott set his feet and make that throw. Rhineberry had 8 yards to work with, 8 yards of cushion. from the defender. Just get the ball to him and let him make a play.
If he leaves Rhineberry open in that play, a quarterback has to throw his receiver open sometimes. Rhineberry could be running till tomorrow.
Absolutely. And I think you'll see Tony Scott settle down on this next play. He knows he missed a big one there, and I'm sure he's going to focus on this next one.
2nd and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. 23-7 Westfield. Franklin trying to do the improbable. Ball snapped. Scott looks, surveys the field, steps out. Big pressure from Westfield, and Tony takes a big sack there.
Westfield came with the blitz from both sides. Both edge defenders came. Tough play for the Franklin O-line and for Tony Scott. Going to have to hurry.
That was number 46, San Giacomo, with the big sack there for the 2:43. Clock moving. 3rd and 10 for the Warriors. Really, the clock management is a bit curious why we're taking so much time getting the play in. They need 2 scores.
Well, again, G, this is high school football, and you want to make sure that your players have the play and know what they're doing on every single play. Hurry up offense, the way they run it in the NFL, isn't always part of the playbook in high school,
Scott,
unfortunately.
3rd and 18, takes the snap, throws, looks for a man but has nobody open. Ball incomplete.
Second time we've seen that play run where Bodger's not getting his head around fast enough. He needs to be looking for the ball before he's coming open, because Tony is throwing him open on that play.
It's desperation mode for the Warriors. And again, I have to ask, do you call 2 plays with that last sequence instead of trying to get all 18 back on one to look at a small completion to move the chains? Because you're better off looking at, unless you get a broken play, you're not going to get 18 yards.
I think the play call and the play design was there. Bodger was coming open. He just didn't get his head around quickly enough. Throw was there. The play was there. The execution was a little bit off.
Tony Scott, 4th and 18, takes the ball. Blitz coming in. Tony looking for trouble. Tries to escape. He's taken down deep in his own territory. Again by number 8, Valabera, who has done it all in the second half for Westfield. The senior captain has personally put his stamp on this game. Franklin turns the ball over on downs deep in their own territory.
Franklin still with 3 timeouts here. Still a chance to stop Westfield and get the ball back. Not over yet by any means. Unfortunate that Tony Scott took the sack on that play, but you can't put it all on the quarterback. They do touch the ball every play. They are the ones who are most responsible on offense, but you can't blame it all on him. Offensive line has to give him a chance to throw on that last play.
When you have a playmaker like Tony Scott, he can do anything at any time. Ball handed off to number 27 for Westfield. The carry goes to Nick Martini, sophomore.
Looks like Westfield giving a couple of their younger guys a chance to finish off this game right now. For Franklin, you really want to keep Westfield out of this end zone in these last 2 minutes.
Maybe sending a message to Allegro about ball security late in the game, too.
Absolutely. Possibility there that Westfield is giving their star running back, sending him a message about holding on to the ball in critical moments of the game. Allegro just a sophomore right now, so I'm sure he's getting that message right now from his coach.
Shapiro hands the ball off to 27 again. Martini takes the ball for a small gain.
And with just 1 minute left to play, keeping the Blue Devils out of the end zone is a way for the Warriors to finish this game off on a high note and continue some confidence. You played a great game. You want the scoreboard to reflect the close game that you played. Got to keep the Blue Devils out of the end zone.
Clock is running. Looks like they're going to go to victory formation. Picked up that first down. Classy move by Westfield not to try to force a score here. What a game by the Warriors. Have to be proud of what the effort they put up against the 19th team in the state. This was a game that many people viewed as, in the past, Franklin would have maybe necessarily come as hard as they did. This team not only was in this game, this team showed that they can play, and it's going to be an exciting team to watch.
There's going to be a lot of disappointment on the Franklin sideline after this game. but they should keep their heads high. They played a great game. There's a lot to learn. As much as the Blue Devils won this game, there were some critical mistakes that lost the Warriors this game.
It is all but over here at Franklin. Once again, from the Tap Into broadcast booth, I'm Lou Guglielmo with Steve Vergone. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Tap Into, Venus Jewelers, Robert Quinn for Assembly, Atlantic Healthcare Systems, the Sisters Network of Central New Jersey, Carletta C. Beckworth CPA, the Learning Experience of Monmouth Junction, and with the time expired is the final score, 23 Westfield, Franklin 7. Thank you for watching. We are out.